It's showtime. I just made it, placed 5th, the last place to get a trophy and qualify for nationals. Hi, this is Mimi. I'm gonna share how my big day went, the moment I've been waiting for, and what this entire 13-week competition prep has been leading up to. As some of you know, I placed 5th in my first figure show last year, but I didn't realize that it was top 5 that qualifies for nationals. And you have a 1-year time frame to compete in nationals to go pro. So my time expired and I had to compete again, hoping to qualify. And I knew that just because I did it the first time, it didn't necessarily mean I would do it again. You never know who your competition is. And I compete in the biggest show of the year in New York City. And competition was tough this year because if I competed with the body I had last year, I would not have even placed. So I lost 5 pounds of water weight the week prior to stepping on stage and came in at 132 pounds versus last year 124 pounds. But at least this time I know I'm nationally qualified. 7 a.m. is competitor registration time. It starts early. I woke up at 7:30 because I kind of knew it doesn't usually start on time. I did my makeup, my hair, suited up, packed my foods, which I'll get into later. The bottom row is my backup foods. Rice cakes, honey, and I dressed up in sweats, wore my hoodie with the hole in the back, fleece pants to stay warm, old sneakers, flip-flops, carried my old Tommy Hilfiger bag. Basically anything but glamorous because I'm covered in disgusting Protan. I got 4 coats of Protan in 2 sessions the day prior after a week of real tanning. So I made sure to bed-proof my bed. And truthfully, I could have had a couple more coats sprayed on me. My body could have been darker to show more definition, but I just didn't want to pay more money. I did get that Hawaiian look I was going after. I think the key is just to make sure my face doesn't get too dark. 8 a.m. I'm home eating my first meal, which is a combination of raw oats and yams. And surprisingly, I have to say, it was actually pretty good. And my coach told me to make sure I don't get full, so I don't need to eat the whole thing. I ate the whole thing. It was really hard eating this without any water. It's Saturday, and the last day I had water was Thursday at 6 p.m. So it was a day of serious thirst. 9 a.m. I show up at the venue, I sign in, I get heighted because our class divisions are based on how tall we are, because it's all about the aesthetics of the body versus things like powerlifting, for example, where your weight counts for how much you can lift. 10 a.m. competitor meeting and numbers are assigned. I got number 233, and I know my mom would have been really happy because 33 is actually a really lucky Chinese number. Then we look at the lineup. So it was bodybuilders, physique, fitness, and then figure. And until your division is called, you're basically just hanging around, and it's crazy backstage. People are coming from all different states. Everybody's lugging their makeup, their gear, their food, sleeping. 1.5 hours later, I eat my meal 2, which is half a cup of raw oats and 1.5 medium yams and 2 ounces of chicken as I wait for prejudging. When I hear the division called before mine, I go over to the Protan people since I bought their services the day before so that they can help me with touch-up. So they help touch up my tan, they put glue on my butt so that my bikini stays on there. It's called Bikini Bites. And then after that, I can't really put on any of my clothes and I'm just hanging around in my bikini. As I walk back to my spot, I bump into my coach's other competitor and of course had to take a picture for Instagram. I put my shoes on, practice a little bit of posing, and there's a lot of people that bring mirrors for this reason. 2 p.m. my division is finally called, so I take 2 tablespoons of honey from this fella to pump me up and revive my system. And let me tell ya, that first tablespoon of honey, I was just like, oh my God, it's so freaking good. Now I walk over near the hallway that leads to the stage and I start doing exercises to pump up. So I'm doing incline push-ups, I'm using competitors' bands to do bicep curls, and everybody has these bands. And interestingly, I don't do anything to my legs because it's such a massive body part that if you were to work that out, it would actually decrease the visibility and lines in that. But it's the exact opposite for your upper body. As I wait for my height class to be called, I'm lucky to get help from the Protan people to oil me up using the posing oil. And again, some people will use straight up cooking spray. even though I competed before, as I was waiting in line, I started getting this really nervous, excited feeling. So I'm like, oh my God, her body looks amazing. Look at her delts, look at her cut abs. And it's just like, okay, no. Can't let that distract me. I have to own the stage. I gotta show off my hard work. You know, my body is what it is, and I'm in competition with myself. I mean, I know I'm bringing a much better package than I was last year, and not to sound cliche, but it's about, you know, bringing your best and knowing that you gave it your all. 2:30, I finally get called out and I do my personal presentation walk, and then I do comparison rounds where you do quarter turns so that they can compare competitors side by side. And at times they will call out competitors by number for you to switch positions so that they can compare you with other competitors that they feel like, you know, who's better than who. Prejudging is where all the decisions are made. So after this, you have a pretty good idea of how well or not well you did. So if you get called out in the first lineup and you're positioned in the center of the stage, that usually means you're top 3. And when they moved me around, I ended up getting on the left side and the right side of the middle 3. So I was praying that this meant I at least got 4th or 5th.
223 and 233 sit back.
After our few seconds of fame with our personal walk and the few minutes in the comparison rounds, it's all done. I mean, it just goes by so quickly, and it was like the biggest relief, like, okay, decisions are made and we're just gonna come back, do the nighttime show, and get our awards. After prejudging, this is where everyone gets a little break and eats their first post-prejudging meal. Some will pack it, some will have burgers, but you still have to be very strategic about it because you don't want to come back looking all bloated for the finals. You just have to stay professional. I'm so lucky I live not too far away from the venue, so I got to take a 25-minute stroll home. I ate my first meal after prejudging. I even took a nap where I was like 70% asleep. I woke up, ate my second meal post-prejudging, and headed back to finals. It was taking longer than we thought for our division to be called, so I got hungry and I ate my emergency food, which was rice cakes. Any flavor will do. I had cheddar cheese and I had a drizzle of honey on it. This is something that you will see basically in every competitor's bag. The same exact routine goes on for the nighttime show. So when I hear the division called before mine, I go to Pro Tan, get touched up, you know, fix my tan, bikini bite my butts, oil me up, pumping up with the honey squirts, the incline push-ups, the banded curls, etc., etc. 9 p.m. they finally call our division to go on stage, and for the sake of time, we only did one pose instead of the entire personal walk, and we just go off to the side and wait for them to call the winners.
233, Mimi, Bonny. 234, Nicole Miller.
When they announced the 5th place winner, I didn't even realize they called my name and they had to tell me to come out.
Mimi, come on out. In 4th place, number 223, Jessa Hennenberry.
My girlfriend was having some issues with her phone.
And ladies, come a little closer together for one.
Can't wait to get the official photo for this. I'm so happy that I qualified again, and the feedback from my coach was phenomenal, which meant so much to me. He said I looked really good, he was really proud, and he said we just need to get myself a little bigger, but everything is there for nationals. So I'm really gonna work on gaining back my size and not shrinking, working on those abs and getting my legs even better. I'm really excited. I really felt like I improved my physique, and nationals is next. 10 p.m. a dinner celebration in Koreatown. Us 4 girls know how to eat. We had seafood pancake, kalbi beef, bulgogi beef, bibimbap, spicy pork, steamed egg sizzling, unlimited side dishes, and we had 4 refills. Here are some photos from the show. This is me with some bikini girls and my friend Doug, who competed in his first physique show. You can follow him at DougFit. The girls I hung out with backstage, Lydia and KJ. Also met some fellow winners, Fernando and Ahmed from the physique category. Ahmed is starting his own clothing line, so check him out. Big thank you to my coach, Doug Dolphin, super heavyweight IFBB pro. I always say Doug is the only one that can kick my ass more than I can. He's kept me on track and seriously reminds me what intensity is. Could not have done this without you, Doug. Everyone, check him out, connect with him, follow him on Instagram and Facebook. Check out my description below for everyone's info, and big thank you to my girls who made it out. Naomi, Alma, Julia, Cece, Rose. And to all of you, thank you for following my journey and rooting me on. I mean, I created this Follow My Prep on YouTube because I want to look back on it and for people who were interested in fitness and weight loss, but I never expected people from all over the world to actually watch and support me. So thank you so much. I've gotten a lot of feedback on questions on what I'm going to do next. So next Wednesday, I'm going to share my week post-competition. And then a recap of my entire journey, which should be really fun, including the weekly transformation pics all strung together. And then I'm going to share my thoughts and ideas, including some from you guys, on what my upcoming videos will be. Please subscribe and stay tuned. Check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.